Hey, this video is going to show you how I unmount my wooden rubber stamps to um, be compatible and store in CD cases and be compatible with my acrylic blocks. So first of all, what I do is I get out my my rubber stamp cleaning pad, and I also have to have my StazOn ink. And by the way, this is my cling foam. I do have another video explaining where you can get this cling foam. This is the white cling foam. If you have Easy Mount black foam, then you're going to want to skip this step because it's not gonna matter. Your black ink is not going to show up on black foam. So anyway, what you do is you basically just take your stamp and get it all nice and inked up with your StazOn, and then you stamp it onto your foam, and you're stamping this onto the static cling side. And because it is foam, it's going to ink. It's going to make a really nice clear image. And you don't have to rock the stamp back and forth. You know, you just want to basically put it down, and you don't even really have to press all that hard, because sometimes, because the foam is such a wonderful, it's a wonderful stamp surface. If you press too hard, sometimes it can bleed out a little bit on the sides. So it's just very easy. So that's what you do. You clean your stamp off, especially because you're using StazOn. And I would definitely, recommend StazOn for this, because, it's not going to, once it's on there, it's not going to smear or anything like that, and it dries extremely quickly. Alright, so then what you're going to do is you're going to cut out your image, and it doesn't really matter how you cut it out. Now, I'm going to be doing this with a heat tool, and for those of you who don't know what this is, it's basically a X-Acto knife on the end of this heating mechanism, and I got this at Michael's. I just got it recently. It's I think they sell for like $16.99, and I used a 40% off coupon. So it's a really awesome. That's a really awesome deal. I don't think it's all that bad for $16.99 anyway. So it makes it a lot easier. If you don't have a heat tool, you can use regular your stamp scissors. I would recommend using possibly some scissors that have a really nice point to them. And also, these aren't necessarily scissors that I would use for cutting the foam, but these are ones that they're non-sticky. They have that coating over the outside of it so that it doesn't stick to stuff. And the thing is, this foam is going to be sticky. You're going to be cutting through because you're going to peel this side off. So you definitely want some scissors that are non-sticky, or whatever I don't know what they call them. They have a special coating on them. So anyway, so once you have your image stamped onto your foam, you are going to take your rubber stamp, and I'm going to try and show you this. You basically just take one section of that stamp and start pulling it up. And most of my Stampin' Up! Stamps come away pretty quick. And all you're going to peel away is the rubber part. You're not going to pull off this. They're going to have a foam on the wood part, but you don't want that. You're going to discard that. So I have a little bucket over here that I just set my blocks in. So now I have this rubber, which is my stamp, and then I have my foam. So then what you do is you take your foam and you peel the paper off of the sticky part. Now, one little trick to this, on this particular kind, instead of trying to peel the paper off of the foam, what I like to do is peel the foam off of the paper. For some reason, it grips onto my thumb a lot easier, and I'm not fiddling with it trying to get that darn paper off. So I usually will set my paper aside, and that way I can use that for the little pieces that come off while I'm cutting around the edges. And you'll see that in just a second. So then what I do is I hold the rubber stamp up to a light. And I know you're not going to be able to see this very well, but when you hold it up to a light, you're going to be able to see where that image lines up with your rubber. You see that? Okay. So you're going to line up your image and make sure that the image is on the rubber stamp. Okay. Sometimes it might take a little bit for you to get it completely lined up, because you don't want to end up cutting any of that image off whenever you cut around the edges of it. Okay, and I'm having a difficult time here. Okay. All right. So then what you do is you either take your scissors and you cut around the edge of your rubber stamp, or you take your heat tool. This is really the fun part for me. I have to be very careful with this because it is hot, but you basically just take your heat tool and start cutting around it, and it melts that foam like butter. It is like the most amazing thing to me. So see, you have these little scraps, and I just set mine. You can throw them in the garbage, but they're all sticky, and I just put them onto that piece of paper for the time being, and then I just throw it all in the trash at the same time. So let me see if I can get this a little better for you guys. This heat tool is like a godsend. I mean, it makes it so much easier to get all of the corners and to make sure that you're getting everything really well. Because with the scissors, you have to have scissors with a really nice, fine, sharp point in order to, really get them the precise cuts around your rubber stamp. But with this heat tool, it's just like, I mean, you don't even have to hardly worry about it at all. The only thing you have to worry about is making sure that your fingers don't get burnt or anything. But the cool thing also about the heat tool, just in case you're wondering, it's hot, but it's not hot enough to burn your rubber. And you will see smoke if you use the heat tool, but it's basically just the foam. It's burning the foam. So here is my completed unmounted stamp. And now I have the image on one side, so I can take my acrylic block. Let's see. I can put this, I got the wrong size acrylic block here. It's going to be a little bit too big for this one, but you'll get the idea. I can put this onto my acrylic block, and now I can see the image on the other side, so I can see where I'm stamping. Isn't that cool? So anyway, I'm about out of time, and I hope that this has really helped you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment or message me. And I thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.